beautiful Scorpio, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I will also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks you for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is a little bonus reading of what your guides want you to know, the message that they're trying to get to you. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. But just to let you know, of course, there are 6 planets currently in retrograde. So that means we can feel like we're taking 2 steps forward and 4 steps back in life at the moment. Now, sometimes this period is actually a positive period because it gives us a chance to reflect, to pause and sort of readdress things in our life, really focus on what is necessary without having to live life 100 miles a minute, okay? So it's very, very important for you to realize that even though sometimes we feel like we're not really moving forward, there is a reason, there is a purpose in patience. And that tends to mean that it gives us a chance to re-examine priorities, make sure we're on the right track, and really check in with ourselves to make sure we're happy with the direction we're headed in, okay? Because I really feel the energy for your reading is all about direction. You may have felt a sense of a loss of direction recently, or you may know the direction you want to go in, but you feel like you're being pulled back or pulled in many different directions. Okay, I'm just going to pop these cards over here for you. Also, we have, you will be influenced, of course, by that new moon that we had in Virgo. So you may have been feeling a little bit more organized than usual, but you're coming out of that energy now into a much more dreamy space where you're fantasizing about the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Also, we've got a full moon aligning with that crazy planet of change, Uranus. So there'll be some shocking changes. Now, this could be, things that have been going around the world at the moment. Collectively, we're noticing a shift of power, a shift of, major changes going on. So you are going to be picking up on that because you're very intuitive. Also, your 12th house and 6th house will be influencing you during this period, okay? Now, the 12th house is the most sensitive part of your chart. So you can be a little bit more spiritual than usual or feel called to go and get a personal reading during this time, or maybe even pick up divining rods or divining tools yourself, or be compelled to meditate a little bit deeper than usual because you have that interest in the occult, and the 12th house really sort of magnetizes towards the hidden or to hidden depths. Also, it will highlight fears. It may make you feel a little bit more sensitive than usual, shall we say? Oh no, this one next. A little bit more sensitive than usual. If there's something you're worried about, it may amplify fear. You may feel a little bit, find it difficult to, look at that, you got the moon card right there. It may actually make you feel a little bit more anxiety, that you can't sleep. But as we move into Libra season, things get easier. So I just want you to be aware of that. I like to describe the planetary alignment emotions so that you know what the hell you're feeling. Because sometimes we're like, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I'm feeling a little bit more frustrated than usual. Or, I feel like I'm a bit bitey today. I know I'm going to have an argument with somebody, or I'm going to be a bit touchy. And it's about noticing the patterns and realizing there is a reason for it. Because once we go, oh, it's a planetary alignment, then we can realize that actually we still have control over it ourselves. We can still push against that energy and say, you know what, I'm being influenced by Mars, or I'm being influenced by Uranus right now, but actually things are shifting. It is, you know, all things move in different directions. This too shall pass. Now, yeah, the Judgment card for sure for you, because I feel this is all about direction. And we're going to get some details here for you. Now, of course, the 6th house is all about daily routines, your responsibilities, and Scorpio, you may be feeling a little bit more responsible than usual because of that Virgo energy. I mean, we're still currently in Virgo season, but you may be feeling a little bit more prone to getting organized, sending out those emails that you know you should do, paying those bills. You may be totally on it, but then as we come into dreamy Pisces, it's like taking the foot off the pedal and putting the brakes on a little bit. I mean, maybe even ignoring the brakes and kind of going, you know what, I'm just drifting, because that's that Pisces energy. So you may feel pulled in different directions. I'm not going to rush the shuffling of the cards. I don't like to do that. So, you know, please fast forward this bit if you feel it's going on a little bit too long. But my guides, normally I'll pick about 3 decks, and my guides for this particular reading were like, no, you need this one, this one, this one, and this one. I was like, oh, wow, that's a lot. This is going to be a big reading. But this is what they want, because it actually helps convey their message a little bit clearer. Okay, thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know? Okay, we got the 3 of Swords. Wow, we've got a lot of 3s here. We've also got the Hierophant and the Devil together. Isn't this interesting? Okay, so now the Devil can represent fear, blockages. So that sensitive house of yours, the 12th house, is really picking up on processing sorrows, things from the past. You know, people who may have said something horrific to you in the past that sometimes pops up in your moments of vulnerability, where you're feeling, you know, sensitive about something, and then all of the things that, you know, upset us in the past come rushing back in. Oh, remember that time when that person said that? Oh, and that other person, they did that to me. You know, all those things come up during the 12th house. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Now, your first card here is boredom. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, boredom. Gain happiness by learning how to want the things you have already. Unhappy, discontent, routine, apathy. So, as I said, you may be feeling that you're in this sort of Virgo energy of, you know, getting really responsible about things, getting organized, but that also connects to your 6th house of daily routine, your work-life schedule. Perhaps you feel that you're just in this repetitive cycle of, you know, nothing changes. Same, you know, it's kind of like different day, same old, you know what. So I feel that you're trying to really shake up the energy. And they're showing me here that you're a very deep, sensitive soul, very clear vision. And not many people actually see the undercurrent of anxiety or nervousness sometimes within you. You've got a very good sort of game face, shall we say. And we've also got this energy of you being very clear thinking. Now, there's part of you here, you're very intuitive, okay? But I feel some of you, my beautiful Scorpio, have been a little bit more heady than usual. And what I mean by that is you're trying to be logical about things. Now, you came to this lifetime with an intense knowingness, a deep intuition, but I see you questioning this here. I see it, you questioning this. And part of you is like, you know what, I'm just going to be a little bit more logical about things. It's almost like you're wanting to prove to yourself that you are right, but in different ways. Because sometimes, you know, you're very scientific about things. And what I mean by that is like, okay, so for example, if you have a hunch that something is off, you could just rely on that hunch because you know that 9 times out of 10, you're right, okay? But your intuition is screaming, you know the answer, you know the answer, you know that something's off, please listen to me. But the other part of you is very scientific or investigative. So the other part of you is like, you know what? I'm going to dig deeper for proof. I'm going to go and find facts. So I see you being very logical about something. And it's almost like, whereas you are being very logical and you're very honest and you lead with a lot of integrity because you have quite a few swords in your chart for the next couple of weeks. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there. If there's something you're worried about, my beautiful Scorpio, know that you will find the answers you seek. but there needs to be grounding. Okay, I just want you to be aware of that. They're actually showing me a brown gray feather in the water right now, which is actually typical of that. You know, whenever you get a gray kind of feather, because it's kind of gray at the bottom, what they're showing me right now, and a brown at the top, gray can mean like confusion or cloudiness. You're trying to seek answers or trying to work something out in your day-to-day right now. Now that could be about your soul path, it could be about a love relationship, it could be about, you know, which direction you're headed in, because I get this energy of you battling away, and it just feels like you're taking that 2 steps forward and 4 steps back on something that you want to achieve. Know that you will find the answers you seek. The brown energy from the feather represents grounding. It represents once you sort of, because I feel right now, it's almost like some of you may have been feeling a little bit sensitive on the top of your crown, okay? Because I feel like you've been very heady. I just get a load of energy here at the top of the head. So you may have been experiencing headaches and things like that. So of course, if you've been experiencing many headaches, I would check that out with the doctor. I don't feel like there's anything negative there because I'm not seeing any negative energy. But what I do, you know, if it's been bugging you and it's on your mind, then I would go and check it out, okay? It's always best to check everything out. I'm not medically trained, but I'm just feeling it's more tension, headache, tension. That's what I'm getting, okay? And it can come from boredom. If you're not stretched, now beautiful Scorpio, there's a sentence that's coming up in the water right now, which is variety is the spice of life, okay? Variety is the spice of life. And that is so true, okay? So for example, if you've just been burying your head in work, and you're not experiencing fun or going out and enjoying yourself in other areas of your life, of course, things are going to feel really stagnant and you're going to feel frustrated and bored. And when we get bored, we start to like pick at food that's not good for us, or we start to gravitate towards negative patterns. So they're just indicating, because we got the devil here, and when we got boredom, you know, there is that famous saying that, idle hands make light work for the devil or something like that. I'm not sure what it is, but it's an old saying to basically say when we're bored and we feel unstretched, we start to self-sabotage, or we start to you know, get really crankier than usual. So you may have been going through that right now. I mean, we also have sadness, and because we got the Three of Swords here as well, I'm sending you, as I said, the biggest hug I have to offer. If there's something you found very difficult, or you've been going through a heartbreak, or because the 12th house is actually influencing you and old wounds are being resurfaced for you to really analyze them, it can be a very, very tough time, okay? Know that this too shall pass. We've got here, don't get lost in your pain. Keep going. Your story doesn't end here, okay? Wow. They show me so many images for you, Scorpio. It's like I'm bombarded by, like, maybe that's how your brain is feeling right now. It's like overwhelmed. There's so many ideas, images. It just feels like the energy is like hitting me like a mile a minute right now. First off, I'm going to park that image right there. First off, they want you to be aware of the wolf. The wolf is a pathfinder. It will find the way. You will find the answers, and you will come out of this energy. It says heartbreak, betrayal, loneliness, pain. Some of you may be reassessing friendships. You may have looked at some people that you trusted, or I mean, people of your soul tribe. You may even people that you worked with. You may have found that actually you can't trust them as much as you thought you could. Now, some of you may also find that you've outgrown situations or people, and that's okay. And also, of course, if anyone's got like a difference of opinions or different ways of living their life than you, that's okay too. You know, people who have differences can live a wonderfully harmonious life. It's good to have differences, because if you actually surround yourself with the people who like think the same way as you, act the same way as you, you know, sometimes it can get a little bit boring. It can get a bit dull. You run out of things to talk about. Okay, so I feel, you know, differences are good. But there's a sadness here, and it's number 45. And when you reduce it, 4 plus 5 is 9, the hermit energy. So some of you may have cut yourself off recently to go off grid, under the radar, to work on something, to really focus on something, or try to discover a soul path. And you've been feeling a little bit lonely, a little bit lost. I actually get this energy of feeling a little bit lost. And I don't know if you heard that. There's a little knock there behind me. I hope it got caught on camera. But they're indicating you're going to find the way. Now, this could be that you've been feeling a little bit like lost or aimless in love, if you can't find a love relationship. Or it could be, we've got the Judgment card there, so I'm feeling major vibes of your soul path, your spiritual purpose, okay, and your true prosperity. Because I keep getting this it's almost like I get a sentence of where do I go next? Where do I go next? Okay, that's what I'm picking up on from that card. So you could have got to a certain point in your life and you're like, where to next? Where do I go? Or what inspires me? Because you've got a couple of knights here. Where's the other knight? There was another knight here, wasn't there? You got a knight and a queen. Okay. You got two queens. You got the Knight of Chalices. So this is about you have, it's almost like following your bliss or following your heart. But right now you feel a little bit disconnected from your center or from source. I just get this energy of you just questioning a lot. Okay, we also have got divine light. The divine light of love is shining through you and through your life right now. An awakening, a renewal, a restoration, and a rebirth, and a birth actually. Okay, so this is, you know, a major symbol of seeing clearly, clarity, of you going to the next level. It's number 33. You've got so many threes in your reading. You've got 3 and 3 here, 33 here. Okay, threes are important. They're actually showing me a number in the water as well, which is 1221. And and another one, 1331. So perhaps you're going to be seeing numerical synchronicity like that. Now the image they showed me in the water, because your reading is like hitting me like so hard, and it's right here. I'm getting it right. It's almost like I'm seeing so many things, third eye going on here, but also the crown chakra is on fire. So pay close attention to your ideas and the thoughts and images that come into your mind. Now they're actually showing me right now, it's like a, how can I describe that? It's like, it's almost like a gladiator's helmet with an arrow on it. So this could mean protect your headspace, protect your, yeah. So you know, for example, if there's that one person, they're a friend, but sometimes they either talk too much or they get on your nerves or something, protect the headspace. I mean, that's what a helmet does. It protects the headspace. So maybe that's something for you to think about, perhaps. Or to protect, sometimes we have to be mindful of what we're thinking about, because thoughts become things, and if we're always thinking in the negative or thinking about our pain or our sadness, even if we're processing it, trying to release it, sometimes we can attract more. So be careful about that. They're really highlighting the arrow for me, okay, and they're giving me this sense of something. One moment please. Okay, so they're showing me an arrow can only be shot by pulling it backwards. So whenever you feel that life is dragging you back, or you're taking 4 steps back, or there's been difficulties, it means you're about to be shot forward into something greater, into something better. All you need to do is just focus and keep aiming. Wow, that's pretty profound. Never thought of an arrow like that. So you're still headed in the right direction, but you may feel like something is pulling you off course, or you may have felt like things have been so delayed, or you're just walking through mud right now. Like it's just not, you're not moving forward as quickly as you'd hoped for. But you will see why. Okay, so now this image could be something that's going to be very symbolic for you. You may actually be out on your travels and see like it looks like a gladiator's helmet that's got an arrow sort of marked on it. So that may be something that you see. I mean, gladiators represent endurance, strength, abilities. So, and you know, being that warrior that you just keep going. Even though things feel a little bit difficult, you'll see why. There's divine light here. You are a light worker as well, my beautiful Scorpio. A lot of you have got energy that you pass on to others to help them renew faith. So you've got a lot of gifts. And sometimes you may have felt a lot of responsibility to keep the morale within your family unit or within your friendship group. You know, it feels like you've got responsibilities that you've been finding have been, it's almost like draining your energy, but it just feels heavy. Things will get easier in Libra season. I just want you to be aware of that. And it says here, juggling. Juggling career, love, and issues leaves no space for memories. So maybe that's what I'm feeling. That's it. You know, I'm feeling this like bombardment. You can have it all, my beautiful Scorpio, but finding time and, you know, really getting efficient on your time and schedule is important, because you need to find time for memories. You also need time to find for you to regroup your energy. It says third party, many things in motion, balance. So again, it's that grounding they're trying to highlight. Now, you're not the sort of person, my beautiful Scorpio, who jumps through hoops for other people, okay? But sometimes you feel very responsible to make sure everybody's okay. I mean, a lot of people misconstrue Scorpio energy. They always think, oh, Scorpios are so dark, mysterious, ambitious, and they only think about themselves. That's not true at all. To know a real Scorpio, you'll know that they're very, very sensitive. If you think about Scorpion in itself, you know, it has got a very hard, tough outer shell, and a very, you know, and a sting. Stings are for protection. They're not to attack. If you know Scorpio energy, it is for protection. And the soft underbelly of a Scorpion as well means that they're very sensitive inside. And Scorpions would actually rather sting themselves than allow anybody else to have power over them. So it's almost like, you know, you don't want to go to that sort of anger, or you don't want to go to that space where you feel rage at other people. You'd rather come in peace. Everything about you is to protect you, your intuition, you know, your knowingness, and that rage as well. It is a protective measure. But you extend it to a lot of people, is what I'm saying, Scorpio. That, for example, you always feel like you have to make sure everybody is protected, your friends, your family. And whilst that is wonderful about you, you know, remember you have to think about yourself as well. Don't put yourself last, is what I'm picking up on here. And of course, you know, career, love, and all the issues, things need to be kept in motion. And you may feel like you've been spinning a lot of plates, and it's made you feel quite sad that you haven't got time to have fun, or you feel there's always, what is this? They're highlighting this for me. Two feathers crossing. Feathers are important for you. Oh my gosh, and this person's got arrows here as well. If you see, arrows. So arrows are important as well. Whenever you see arrows, they want you to be mindful that to imagine yourself being pulled back but being sprung forward. So you are still moving ahead, even though it feels difficult. And finally, we've got our first teacher is our own heart. So whilst you've been trying to be very logical about a situation, or, you know, very business minded about a situation or a plan that you have, remember your heart space, okay? Because your heart whispers. It tells you exactly what you need to know. And it's not an accident that the first card you got really there in terms of the details is the Knight of Cups. So that is about following your heart, following your bliss, and, you know, how much love you have to offer a situation. We've also got gratitude. There are things coming your way that you will be grateful for, my beautiful Scorpio, and your ancestors are going to make themselves very known. I mean, there's a crown there as well. It's so interesting. You know what? It is literally a running joke. I was wondering how long I would get through a Scorpio reading before I say, if you've got Leo placements, because those two cards came out for Leo as well. I think boredom and sadness. I think it was Leo it came up for. And also the crown. And I'm feeling this intense energy around your crown chakra. So maybe even tension headaches, as I said there. So ground yourself. Make sure that you keep like a tourmaline stone or a black obsidian stone, or even take a salt bath, things like that, to really ground your energy. You know, the best way is to get out in nature, put your feet on the grass, and really feel the energy around you. But your guides, especially ancestors, those who've walked before you, who are in your family lineage, they're actually going to make themselves known between now and your birthday, is what they're showing me. Because of course we're moving towards October. We've got All Saints Day, and we've got Halloween or Hallows Eve, whatever you want to call it. Samhain is what I call it. And that is when the veil between worlds is the thinnest. Your guides are going to make you aware that they walk with you. But recently you may have felt like you can't feel them or their presence. Okay, you may have been asking, are you there? I can't feel you anymore. Or, but they are there. They want you to know, and they're actually going to show up for you. They're showing me a feather again. Now, this time they're actually showing me a metal feather. A metal feather, okay? So, I mean, feathers are going to be very important for you. Now, the first card we got here is the one who doubts. and it's covered by the moon. You're doubting your intuition, my beautiful Scorpio. Please, please, please do not doubt that. It is a very highly sophisticated piece of kit that you've got within your body. And it is, as I said, majority of the time your hunches are right. It says here, fear, wariness, trust. Now, there's an energy here of you being marked before. This card comes up for you a lot, okay? You've been marked by experience. You've had a very difficult journey. And I always say this, but you've experienced some situations in your life that would literally curl other people's toes and go, OMG, I have never experienced something like that, okay? Whether it's in love, whether it's in career, because... Okay, they're giving me a song. I understand. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. The song they're giving me is a very famous song. I do know this person who sings this. I don't know them, but I mean, I know of the song. Can't read my, can't read my poker face. Okay, so it is, oh gosh. I say it's really famous. And Lady Gaga, that's it. And Poker Face, but it's almost like it really went a bit weird midway through and omitted, I think it's no, he can't read my poker face, but they almost omitted that part of the song. So I feel it's about your poker face, and my guides are trying to show me that sometimes when a person has a really, really good poker face and nobody knows what they're thinking or what they're feeling or how they're going to react, people try to amplify to make you react. So for example, if a person wants you to feel pain and they're malicious, they may do something that you will not show them ever that they hurt you. You've got that poker face and they look at you like, that obviously wasn't big enough, so I need to do something bigger to hurt Scorpio and get a reaction. So they amplify, they try to make you feel pain. And then you come out with this horrific experience. Now this could be like in terms of bullies, or it could be in terms of ex-relationships, things like that, or maybe just malicious people who are jealous. I'm just being given this energy that sometimes because people see that you are so strong, they want to knock you down. Now, obviously, they're not the sort of people you want in your life, my beautiful Scorpio, but your guides want you to be aware of sometimes that's how people operate when they feel like they are not happy with themselves. And they can see that you are, very strong, you're not allowing things to get to you. And when they feel like that, they're wondering, what is your secret? Why is it you're not feeling the way I'm feeling? So then they try to knock you down. So they just want you to be aware of that. Previous experiences, letting them go during this period is very important, especially with that Virgo energy we've got the influence from. You're getting organized, shuffling things around, people, situations, events that don't need to be in your life, you're releasing them and you're only keeping the things that matter. But this is the protagonist energy right now. Fear, weariness, trust. Now, intuitively, there's something here that is telling you not to trust a situation, whether it is worldly events, whether it is you feel something is not right and you're trying to prepare, because you've got a Three of Pentacles here and we've got the Three of Swords. This is like preparing for hurt or preparing for difficulty. So I feel like intuitively, you've got to trust your intuition. If you feel like you're preparing for difficulties, I mean, of course, in terms of worldly events right now, I guess only the super rich, I don't really know much about that, but I guess only the super rich probably don't really need to think about inflation and things like that. I don't really know how it works, but I know that the price of living is going up for all of us. So there's this energy of, what is coming next sort of thing. So you may be picking up on that and sort of, preparing for difficulty by trying to be really how can I put that? Resourceful with your finances. You've got a Queen of Pentacles here. Queen of Pentacles is always concerned with the home space, and that is who you are, my beautiful Scorpio. And this energy has been kind of infiltrating your readings for the last couple of months. So perhaps you've been seeing patterns. You tend to see things 4 or 5 steps ahead of the game. So I feel like there's something here that you're very cautious about. Look at that. And at this time, your guides want you to be very, very aware that your intuition is on point. Don't mistrust your own intuition, okay? because you're very intuitive. It is the only way that you can move forward, actually, because they're showing that the Knight of Cups there, which is a feeling. It is, you know, to be encouraged to be more feeling than be logical. If you can find the balance between the two, that's perfect, of course. But the Moon card, it represents intuition. You are very psychic. Pay close attention to your dreams as well. The Moon card can also be mysterious, and that's who you are. So I feel like you have gone off grid a little bit in some area of your life, and you're appearing very mysterious to other people. But in so doing, I know you have a focus, but it's feeling a little bit lonely, or it's feeling a little bit like you're not, you know, I'm not seeing any wands here. Let's put it that way. Well, apart from the Five of Wands, which is a card of difficulty, of challenge. So I feel that, you know, you want to inject a little bit more passion into your life, a little bit more excitement. I feel like that part of you is like feeling that is lacking right now. Also, as you can see, we've got two wolves there, and wolves are pathfinders. You may feel like your wolf, you have like a wolf totem right now. Sometimes we get guided by different animals at different stages in our life, but right now wolves are important for you to find the way. And by the next full moon, is what they're showing me, you will have answers to the things that you seek. You may feel like there's some sort of blockage, or there's been a difficult period going on there, and you're wondering why, okay? And these wolves, they're actually howling for connection. Howling for connection. So some of you may be howling because you feel you don't have a connection to love right now, or you feel disconnected in some way or in some area of your life. You may be looking at the things that you're working in or working with and be going, you know what, this is not what I want to do. Or you may feel like, yes, this is exactly what I want to do, but I feel like I'm not making progress right now. I just feel really like stationary or stagnant, and I don't know why. But I feel like you're being given a pause for a reason, okay? And they want you to have faith. The Knight of Chalices is a card of pleasure seeking, you know, and also seeking love. But it's also about you being encouraged to see your beautiful heart and listen to that heart of yours. The Knight of Cups is a card of becoming intimate with yourself, getting to know yourself a bit better, especially with the Moon card there. So a lot of personal growth going on there, looking at fears, romanticism, instincts, fantasy, using your imagination, because I really see this confusion between you right now, which is like imagining the way that you want things to be, and then being really conflicted with that logical side, which is how things actually are right now. And it's almost like, how am I going to get to where I want to go? Because things seem so difficult right now. And that's what I'm picking up from your reading. But you will be making progress. You will be moving ahead. For those of you who are looking for love, I definitely see you sort of finding love. You will find a person that, how can I put this? You're very independent. You'll find a person who is connected in some way to your soul path. This person is very spiritually minded. And I feel that you will meet this person in a group of people. Okay, you'll meet this person in a group of people. But there's something here about the Devil and the Hierophant. Okay, so this could be that, you know, you don't know how you feel about marriage, or you could have had a toxic high-level commitment with someone in the past, and it's caused you difficulty, and it makes you look at yourself and your relationship with love in a very different way. You know, you may have been very confident, bright spark when you started off in the world, and then all of a sudden you got knocked by life, and you're like, you know what, I don't even know if love is for me anymore. It just feels like you've disconnected, okay? The Five of Wands is a very important card, especially in the protagonist energy, because the Five of Wands tells me that you're fighting for something now, or you're training for something. It means you're strong. You're getting, you know, you're seeing the challenge and you're meeting it, you know, straight on. This is a card of, you know, you battling towards success, because the next card up is the Six of Wands, and you will get to that space, that victory. They're actually showing me a rosette in the water right now, rosette. You know, they normally give them to like, I don't know, horses, or, I mean, when you win a prize, that's it. So a rosette. So this means that you may win a place in some, I mean, college, if you want to go into college, because we've got the Hierophant there, or you may win a competition, or you may, you know, the rosette they're showing me, it's almost like it keeps interchanging colors. It's yellow and then it's red, yellow then red, yellow then red. So I'll have to look up those meanings for you. But the Five of Wands indicates conflict. Now, also, they're showing me what a beautiful mind you have, my beautiful Scorpio, that actually, you know, you are very good at creative brainstorming. You're very good at having lots of ideas. And sometimes you may feel that there's so many things, so many ideas coming towards you that you feel a bit scattered. You want to focus on this and you're really excited about it. But then, oh, there's a really exciting thing over here that I could really focus on. And I feel your guides are saying, get focused. Pick one thing to really focus on right now and bring it to term, bring it to fruition, you know, because I feel like even if you've got two things on the go, that's fine, but make sure you also have time for you, because they're really highlighting that if you're always scattered in your energy, you're always going to feel like you're unfulfilled because you're not really accomplishing something. Your focus is all over the place. So they just want you to be aware of that, okay? Because they want you to be the best version of yourselves. That's the influence from Virgo, okay? Because we're going through Virgo season right now. So I was just saying to the other signs that this reading is going to be a very different reading because of that Virgo influence, which is to get really clear, get organized, and sort of come out the best version of ourselves, but it's due to instruction. So we may feel like we're being told by the universe in this month, do this because that's what's best for you. Do that because that's what's best for you. And, you know, get organized because you want to be ready. You want to be prepared. Meanwhile, back in Scorpio HQ, you're like, you know what? I know best. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to kick back. I'm going to rebel. I'm going to do all these things. I can do it all. And you can, but just make sure you're efficient with time. Okay. So that's what I'm getting here. Now, we've got the one who surrenders, chains, bondage, release. There's something that is connected to you right now, my beautiful Scorpio. It could be a person, could be a situation, could be an event that really holds your heart to ransom, is the way they're giving this to me. Holds your heart to ransom. It could be, you know, an ex who really did you wrong in the past. It could be a friend who betrayed you. It could be that you were bullied as a child, or that your parents separated when you were younger, and you look at love in a very skewed vision point because that's your first foundation of what it means to have love. Whatever it is that you feel you've been holding and it's been holding you to ransom, this is the period to let it go, okay? Because I feel like you're releasing the chains. You're seeing something that is, you know, has, you know, unfinished business, or it's not been permanent in your world, but I feel it was a lesson. And you may have found it difficult to let go of this thing, whether it was a person or a situation. The World card indicates closure, getting closure during this period. That 12th house of yours is very, very strong, okay? It means you're going to release things that you've been connected to for a while, that you may have felt hard done by, or you may have felt it's not been fair, let's put it that way. The World card indicates it's also kind of a card of surrender. It's being in the right place at the right time and knowing that what is meant for you will never pass you by, okay? Some of you may be contemplating traveling. Some of you may be relocating or wondering where you fit in the world. There's a really big question mark here as to where to next, okay? Where to next? Because I feel like you're entering a new cycle. Now, what is that? It's actually showing me a nut in the water. A walnut. They're showing me a walnut in the water. Okay, so either you just bought some walnuts or you are currently eating walnuts. Walnuts, they actually, they're showing me that walnuts are in the shape of the brain. So they're good brain food, okay? Very good for you. So maybe it's because you felt overwhelmed, or your brain has been so overstretched recently that you just feel exhausted, mentally exhausted, and you need good brain food. So look it up and, you know, take some if you want some. But I mean, it could also be that you've got an allergy to walnut. So please, you know, take it as it resonates. They're just showing me, you know, of course, if you've got an allergy to walnuts, stay well away from them. But they're just showing me a walnut right now. Now, there's loads of nuts here in this, but they're all like hazelnuts and things like that. They're not a walnut. So when I touched this card, I saw a walnut over here. The world is about balance. Okay, it's about completeness. It's about fulfillment, knowing that you will accomplish whatever it is you set out to. Okay, it's a goal related card where you will accomplish whatever it is you mean to, or whatever you have decided you want in your world. And the Nine of Swords, this is a resistance position. So it's like I got it in the reverse. The Nine of Swords is like rest. If you've had really difficult or extremely tormenting experiences, you are healing. Allow yourself to heal. Also, get better sleep, because this is the card of nightmares or anxiety, grief, depression. Some of you may have been grieving, a loss, a bereavement. And if that's you, my beautiful Scorpio, I'm sending you more and more love, everything I have to offer to you, the biggest hug I can. And in the moment, there are no words, really, truly, and being honest as a Scorpio, there are no words that can ever help you in your grief. That's just fact, okay? Because we can never walk in each other's shoes. We can only try to learn from the experience that you're sort of feeling and trying to communicate. So we can only try to understand, but we can never know. But all I can say from my previous experiences of things like that is that eventually things do get easier, but you never forget. Okay, you never forget. Okay, Nine of Swords is a card of uncertainty, caution, and sometimes it can be that you are very hard on yourself, negative self-talk. So some self-compassion is very important. Okay, don't fear all the possibilities. You're being called to have faith here, and remember that you're a human doing the best you can. And sometimes you're so hard on yourself, my beautiful Scorpio, you've got to realize that you can't always be everything to everybody to try and help, okay? Sometimes you just got to focus on taking one step at a time. So just be a little bit mindful of that. We've got the Queen of Pentacles here, very focused on the home life. Some of you may be worried about money. Of course, that is something that a lot of people are very worried about right now, but I feel that you are actually going to secure your position. You're going to make some really good decisions, and you're going to overcome the challenges that you've been facing. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles is being very committed to your goals and your dreams and accomplishing them, working really hard. Some of you may be working from home, or some of you may be wanting to work from home and earn more money. There's definitely more money coming towards you, okay? The Queen of Pentacles, she multiplies finances. There's normally 2 rabbits in a Queen of Pentacles card, so you will be multiplying finances. I feel like you may have been very, very resourceful and good with money for a long time, but suddenly you may have felt like an urge to splurge, okay? You may be like, you know what, I want to spend on this, I want to treat myself, because there's this energy of Pisces. So remember, we may feel pulled in different directions, but as we get into Libra season, we feel a lot more balanced and a lot more harmonious. Some of you may have children, and if that's the case, there may be something here that you've been worried about regarding your children. Know that it will all work out in its favor. In your favor is what I'm feeling. Also, some of you, your children may be going off to college, or and it's really difficult to see them flee the nest, as it were. I feel like at first you may grieve this, but then you're going to get your independence back. That's what I feel. This independent spirit sort of it's almost like that typical and cliched sometimes phoenix rising from the ashes. You're going to feel this fire in your soul. Now we've also got the one who sees. You are the one who knows. You see and you know. Your third eye and your crown chakra are very important for you, Scorpio. It says observe, perceive, scrutinize. Now there may be something here that you are watching, you're observing, and you're just being called, especially in this next 4 to 5 weeks, you're being called to pay a close attention to your intuition on something that you've been keeping your eye on, because you are bang on point. Whatever it is you're preparing for that you feel is going to be a difficult experience, you're ready for this. Okay, this is something that you're strong enough to face and you're strong enough to overcome. But I feel like you've been watching and waiting and looking at something. I mean, this could be, for example, if you found out that a friend has been keeping a secret from you, or you found out something is a little bit off in your world, you're going to get the truth of it. And a lot of people may be floored by it, but you knew it. Intuitively, you already knew, is what they're showing me, okay? So pay close attention to visions that come to you. And whatever it is you've been observing, perceiving, and scrutinizing, because that word is so important, scrutinize, you feel something's not right, okay, and you're trying to weigh it up. It is covered by the Judgment card, which is you are judging a situation. A situation perhaps that you feel has been unfinished for a while, something that's been causing you sleepless nights, or maybe making you feel that you need to prepare. But there's definitely this energy of you following your heart, overcoming obstacles, putting yourself in a really good position, and making the right decision that is meant for your soul path. This card, the Judgment card, is a card of questioning your direction. Which path should you take? And all will be revealed for you. I'm going to take 3 more cards just to clarify a little bit more. But it comes after a period of self-doubt or a blockage, stagnation, or a rejection in some area of your life. Suddenly, the realization. Suddenly, there's an epiphany. Suddenly, you see the direction. Suddenly, you can see the light. And 33 is going to be very important for you, okay? The Judgment card is your purpose and true prosperity. So sometimes it's important to remember acting from a position of gratitude, like you already have what you want, is the catalyst to bring and magnetize what you desire towards you quicker, okay? Also, being grateful for what you have in the now attracts more situations and opportunities to be grateful for. So that gratitude card is very important. Know that the universe will deliver all that you desire and deserve, okay? Know that you will be successful. Know that you are on the right path. Now, the Judgment card is another card which is about streamlining, self-evaluation point, that fork in the road, where you know that you're reaching for a new life and you must let things go that no longer serve you. Whether it's, you've been eating too much sugar and you feel like you cannot focus, your brain is like going a mile a minute and the focus is not there. Or whether it's because, you watch news just before bedtime and then you're overwhelmed, because remember, you're a sponge, you're an empath, my beautiful Scorpio. You're picking up all of the vibes, the energies from news reports, people, situations, and you're very feeling. You've got a huge depth of feeling. So you may be thinking, oh, I'm just watching the news and it's horrific. And then you put your phone down and you're going off to bed. That infiltrates your night's sleep. So you may have 7 hours worth of sleep, or 8 if you're lucky, or sometimes if I'm lucky, 5, 6 hours sleep, okay? And then suddenly you'll wake up and you're like, oh, I had so many hours sleep, I should be feeling great, but I actually feel exhausted, because your body is trying to wrestle with this energy that you left it with before you went to bed. So be mindful of the things that you allow to infiltrate your space and your energy. Now, we got the Queen of Swords. You're someone who's very independent and very intelligent. And this came up, I think, in the Leo reading as well. It may have been in the Taurus reading, but I'll have to check. There was a survey that was done that highly intelligent people tend to feel more dissatisfied or sad about certain situations because they are always overthinking. Okay, they've got very high IQ, so their brain is going a mile a minute and you're experiencing loads of thoughts. So it's very important to ground yourself. Okay, so just be aware of that. But the Queen of Swords is someone who is setting healthy boundaries and is strong in her decisions. Male or female, not a gender-specific reading, it's about the energy. But I see you getting organized. I mean, it is that Virgo influence, but I feel like you've already had a hunch to get organized on something. Whether it's you can, for example, look at what's going on in the world at the moment, and you're like, okay, I need to make sure my finances are secure. I need to make sure that I've got them in institutions that are not connected to each other. So if there was a world crash, I don't lose my money. You may be really savvy and see the world like that and be 4 or 5 steps ahead of the game. I feel like you're getting really organized, okay? Also, the Queen of Swords is someone who pays attention, someone who is very realistic about what is happening and has clear sight, builds a strategy, has a plan, and is honest with themselves, okay? So also, I feel like communication is key. Whatever it is, your soul path, communication, okay? So you may feel called to positions where you have to be a people person and you have to find the right words to communicate to people so that you make them feel calm, or that you give them, hope or a direction. Some of you may have to give a really important speech or a presentation at work. Words are going to be your friend as we move throughout the month. especially since we've got Mercury in retrograde, and communication tends to be a little bit like haywire during this period, but you're being given the gift of communication. So be mindful. It is something that you obviously need, okay? I would also say, most important, my beautiful Scorpio, make sure you say what you need in life, okay? Because sometimes, especially when it comes to family and soul tribe members, friends, you know, you tend to, there's just this energy of sometimes you go, yeah, I'm okay with that. When deep down you're like, well, it would have been nicer if we went to the other restaurant, you know, but I'm okay with that. You don't want to rock the boat. And sometimes it's okay for you to say, Scorpio, actually, I'd rather go here. Actually, I'd rather do this. Actually, you know, I think it'd be a great idea if we did this. So, because sometimes when we don't express ourselves, we can get a little bit frustrated, okay? So just be mindful of that. Now we have a 3 of Pentacles and 3 of Swords. This is like preparing for difficulty or preparing to be hurt, okay? And because the first card here is marked, as you can see, there's a big old mark across her eye, like she's been struck before. And I feel like this is you, my beautiful Scorpio, as in you've experienced hardship before, in love, in career, difficulties left, right, and center. So you're always prepared for difficulty. Also, I feel like perhaps in relationships, you're prepared for trust issues, or you're prepared to be hurt when you're getting into a love relationship. Remember, not every person, not every situation is going to treat you that way. So sometimes we can be over-prepared, which means we're not fully living in the moment. We're not allowing ourselves to just be our wonderful, open, vulnerable self, because we've got the shield. So perhaps that's what that, what do you call it? Sort of helmet was, that gladiator helmet. You know, you're always prepared for battle. Sometimes there will be easier situations. I hope you are aware of that, okay? I'm going to pull a card on this. The 3 of Pentacles is basically how talented you are. You're really good at your craft. I'm getting real vibes that you are, you know, whatever you're working on right now is actually going to be very, very successful. But this card is a card of creativity as well, and planning, engineering. Rising up, as you can see, we got that eagle rising up there, knowing that you have got all the resources that you need. And also there's this like puzzle piece on the crown chakra. This figure is standing there and they've got a puzzle piece on the crown chakra. So sometimes if we've got a bit of a conundrum, or we're wrestling with something that we're trying to work out, know that you can ask other people. You can collaborate with others. There are a lot of people who respect you and have your back. The 3 of Swords indicates you don't have to do it all by yourself. Okay, 3 of Swords is all about difficulty. It can be about sorrow, and you've got sorrow and sadness there. For some of you, it's not personal. It can mean that you're just really sorrowful the way the world is right now, and you just long that things are easier and that it doesn't have to be this way. So why is it this way? So I feel like there's a huge, sometimes you overburden yourself with the weight of the world, okay? And it may make you feel stuck. We've got the Hierophant and the Devil card. So the Hierophant is about knowledge. It is about having faith. It is about educating yourself and being a mentor. You can actually teach other people. Some of you may gravitate into teaching jobs. Some of you may actually find a mentor who helps you along your path. But this is a card of guidance. So I feel like you've been seeking instruction, or you've been trying to find guidance. And the Devil card indicates you keep coming up against a brick wall in some area of your life, because the Devil card is not evil card. It basically represents you know, a blockage or a stagnation on our path, something that we feel that is getting in our way. It's governed by Saturn, so it means, you know, rules, restrictions, you know, things not appearing as they seem, and, you know, feeling tied to something. So this can be a card of you feel helpless to change your circumstances. You've been going through difficulties, but a problem shared is a problem halved. I'm going to pull some cards, as I said. First, I'll pull a card on the Devil and the Hierophant. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. The 9 of Cups. You feel like you haven't got exactly what you wish for. And, you know, part of you feels like, what is the point? It's not that you're looking for quick results. I don't feel like that at all. But I feel like part of you feels very unfulfilled. 10 of Swords. very difficult period for you. You may feel like something is ending, or you're having to let go of something, or you feel like it's been very painful recently. But when we get the Ten of Swords, it tends to mean that things or patterns that no longer serve you, people, situations, you're releasing them. And it can mean that you're also responding differently now to any challenging situations. You're meeting things head on. And it's so interesting because they asked me to just look at the Devil card again. And when I was doing your reading, just before I do your reading, I do a meditation, and I saw a dragon, okay? And I don't mention it unless it comes up in the water during the reading, because sometimes it could be for me. It doesn't have to be for the reading that I'm doing, so I wait for it to come up again in the water when I'm scrying. And my guides have literally just asked me to look at the dragon. And I was like, what dragon? And I just realized on the Devil card, there is a dragon. And above the head is an arrow. So this means you're going to be shot forward. You may have been feeling that you've been stagnating, or that life is dragging you back with difficulty, but that's because you're about to be launched forward. You're about to get to where you want to go. There's a new beginning. Whenever you get a Ten of Swords, it means there is a new beginning appearing. You're clearing space for something new. You're ending an old way of thinking. So I would say with this reading, because I'm Scorpio too, I mean, I can't read for myself, but I would say don't prepare for difficulty. You're already prepared for difficulty. Your intuition's already telling you that. Prepare for success. Okay? Prepare for success. I'm just going to go get one more on the Hierophant and the Devil, and then I'm going to use a different deck. Five of Cups. All that you lost will be returned to you. All that you've been feeling has been difficult, you will heal from. You're moving on. Five of Cups in the reverse indicates hope returns. Okay? You will move on from this. Forgive the past. Don't let it have any hold on you anymore. Now, you're not forgiving the past to let anybody off the hook. You're forgiving the past to release the baggage so that you feel lighter on your next part of your journey. Okay? Now, I'm just going to get 3 more cards from another deck. I'm only using the uprights in this deck for you, just so you're aware. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? We got the Four of Cups. So you're feeling fed up. You're feeling that things, there's a new start. You want to embrace something new. You want to have fun. Why do things have to be this hard? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Oh, I was only taking 3, but they've given me 4. Yeah, movement forward. 2 of Wands. So we've got the Four of Cups. 4 of Cups is feeling disenchanted, feeling like everything that you expected has not been what you'd hoped for. You feel a little bit disappointed with the world or with your circumstances right now. You feel like there needs to be a radical shakeup. The 4 of Cups is feeling closed off to things in your life right now because you feel nothing is what you thought it would be. It just feels, how can I put that? It just feels unfulfilling. But the universe is actually bringing you a surprise that you're not even aware of right now. There's something more emotionally fulfilling coming towards you. The Fool card represents taking a leap of faith, knowing that the universe supports you. The Fool card is like starting over. So some of you may be starting a new career. You may be starting, moving to the country or moving to another state, moving to a new country. Some of you may be starting something completely from scratch. But your guides want you to be aware you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. You're starting from experience. You're strong enough to take on this new energy, okay? They want you to be aware of that. 5 of Wands is experience of battling away for something. Now, the Fool card also reminds you that because you're starting from the beginning, it's almost like take a chance. So whether it's new love, whether it's a new career or a new job or a new friendship, take a chance. Be open to everything that the universe has to offer, because not every situation is going to greet you the same way, okay? I feel it's a very positive new start here. This is a card of having faith. It's a card of a new adventure opening up. The Fool card represents spontaneity, having fun, remembering that playful, fun spirit, that childlike spirit within you, that inner child. Because I feel, my beautiful Scorpio, with all the responsibilities you felt on your shoulders and all the fears and the worries that you've had, I feel like you've somehow forgotten to connect to that inner child of yours, and they really want you to do that at this time. The Two of Wands basically indicates that you are making progress. It may not feel like that right now, but you have to trust in the unknown. The world is in your hand. It's like, you know, you can take action, you can move forward. The Two of Wands is feeling restless, expectation, having an appetite and a yearning for something. It could be a new project, it could be you want to take a risk on something, you're planning something, but you know when it will be the right moment to take the leap of faith, and then you're going to spring forward really quickly. Eight of Wands is like shooting forward towards a goal or a dream. It could also be major transformation. This is a card of things getting faster, arriving at your destination is what they just said to me, arriving at your destination. Some of you may be a physical destination, like going on a journey, but I feel like you're on a bit of a journey of discovery right now. Two of Wands is also a card of soon your passion will attract the perfect situation for you. You are making progress. The universe is just aligning you with the right situation to bring you what you need at this time. And the Moon card represents suddenly it will appear. Okay, so Eight of Wands, good news is on its way, a movement forward. This is, you know, things coming to a climax. Really pay close attention to your intuition. You are in the flow. There are really good things rushing in for you. Now, this was a very complex reading, my beautiful Scorpio. During Virgo season, whenever I do a reading, it's always a little bit, I don't know, it's always a little bit complex, let's put it that way. Maybe because, you know, Scorpio energy and Virgo energy, they always have that deep intellectual overanalyzing kind of energy that it makes it dissect things even further, because I've got the double energy. So we've got, oh wow, look at that squirrel. Always be prepared. Always be prepared. And it's just, I feel it in your reading, okay? Also, you know, in the Leo reading, a squirrel came up. So, you know, there's got to be some sort of correlation here. So if you've got Leo placements, you know what to do. If you don't, ignore that. So we've got always be prepared. You are the expert. I'll start again. You are the expert of hard work and hard play. Your cheerful disposition, you know, it's almost like all the words are being rubbed out for me. That's so weird. What does that mean? Okay, so they're asking me to talk about the Devil card as a distraction. Don't allow distraction. Oh, now they've just given me this line again. It's so weird. It's almost like I can't see this anymore. I know there's writing there, but they've just highlighted this. Don't let life's distractions take you off course. Ooh, I'm going to just ground myself there for a moment. One moment, please. Okay, so you're learning. They said I haven't fulfilled these two cards. You're learning. Don't allow distractions to take you off course. Okay? So if you felt like the urge to splurge, spend a little bit more than usual, buy things that are not necessary, things like that, they're indicating these things are distractions. They're taking you off course. So regroup. So I'll get back into the card because now I can see it. How weird. You are the expert of hard work and hard play. Your cheerful and fun disposition is a blessing to everyone. Don't let life's distractions take you off course. Make a plan for the future and life will give you all you need. So as I said, very complex reading, but this card just highlights that everything I've been channeling, the energy, is what they want you to give you as a message, okay? So I'm just going to go and get a rune before we close. They've given 3, okay? So the first one here is... Okay, so they've actually given it to you in the reverse there. It's the Wood rune, which is all about energy. So you may have been feeling low energy, or you may have felt like you're going through a major transformation or transition. When we get it in the reverse, it kind of means facing up to responsibilities to give up the old. Okay, so that's quite a poignant message for this reading. We've also got Human, the self. Okay, so all things in balance and moderation. And when we get this rune, it's all about the thought process and also altruism. You're always thinking about other people, so it's time to think about yourself. You're a very creative person as well, so you may feel compelled to do something that you stopped doing for a while, because we've got lots of retrograde planets there. So hobbies, artistic things, you may feel compelled to connect to those, to find yourself or find grounding, okay? And finally, well, how could we not have the arrow? Okay, there's the arrow, and it's a warrior rune. Okay, so this is about the sacrifices we make to get to where we want to go, having the courage, and justice being served. You will move forward. Any blocked energy, you're going to move past this. Okay, so there we go, we got the arrow. So remember what they said about the arrow, about being pulled back before you shoot forward. That's so important, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you. It was very complex indeed. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is very, very important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Scorpio. Love and light.